Hey guys, thanks for stopping by. So this is going to be something a little different from what I usually do, or at least the last round of videos. So these are going to be specific symbols geared towards questions that I have come up with. These questions are generic. We can interpret them however way you choose, whatever way resonates. So please bear with me. I think I'm going to turn on the light. There. That's much better so you can see this. This is a Huichol art. Huichol is a tribe in southwestern Mexico. And this is a panther. This is in honor of Yemenya. Her day is Monday, which is today for me at this moment in time. Her colors are blue and white. And I'll explain the symbolism for this as I unravel these cards. So, the reason why I chose the panther is because at this moment in time, I feel like the mother has taken this time to start to create order and also to discipline. So the panther, feline animals represent the divine feminine, the mother. And so in this case, the mother Murry, Gaia, whatever name you want to call it, there is a mother that we, I guess you can say, that our love stems from. And in this case, love, for there to be a lot of love, there is also a lot of responsibility in the way one chooses to keep order. So, these questions are geared towards that right now. These are interesting times, so I wanted to go ahead and do it. All right, so let me read out loud the questions that I have for this video. What is there to be seen with the elite who choose chaos? What is the symbol for solidarity through these times? How can we help? Okay. I did choose to do this reading on the first day of the 13th month in the Ethiopian calendar. This 13th month is only for 5 days. It is very similar to the ancient Mexican Aztec calendar in that sense. But anyway, so after the 13th month is the Ethiopian New Year. Just some food for thought. Okay, so the first question that I've written down. What is there to be seen with the elite who choose chaos? I'm going to get a symbol and I'm going to ask for a clarification. So, let me channel the cards in terms of this question. Seven. Okay. I am using Egyptian Cartouche cards. What I appreciate in working with these cards is that they use the symbolism reminiscent of when our brothers and sisters of ancient Egypt were able to see every day. So, they do have little symbols on the corners of the little hieroglyphs on the corners of the cards, depending on the symbol to contain the potent energy. I believe that was 7. Lotus. Interesting. So this is concerning that question of what is there to be seen with the elite who choose chaos. I didn't specify whether it was facing me or facing you. Lotus is, You know what? This is the first time I'm doing this kind of video, so I'm going to go ahead and look at the book. I know the meaning of lotus. The meaning of lotus is like the plant that grows from the murky, muddy depths. Its leaves splay out across the water surface where the flower grows, not even touching the muddy water. So that in itself, the fact that this symbol for that question came up, I like to use words from the book just to see what are the words that come out to me. Okay, so I believe that since I am doing this as a collective reading, I'm going to read it both in the both sides of the coin of lotus. So continuity, meditation, placidity. Lotus embodies peace of mind, at which level it is interpreted. So in this case, I am reading this as the answer for this question upside down to me. Upside down to me to be a message for you. Because what I get here for the reverse is it's fine to switch off temporarily, but don't get too spaced out. So in this case, there is a lot to be going on, but it's not a time and place to switch out from all of these events occurring that can be upsetting you or that are just so wild at this moment in time. What I'm getting here is that, yes, observe, be aware. Don't observe placid like, where you don't have any feeling attached to what is going on. To be aware is to know your environment. So in terms of the elite who choose the way of chaos, it is good to be aware. There is a feeling attached to certain things that affect us, but these events around us are happening for a reason. Agitation of the kind guaranteed to fray the nerves. Interesting. Okay, so now that I was able to read what I could, yes, there is the flip side of the coin. There is agitation, frustration, but in this case, the fact that I got Lotus this way, facing me, I get more of a sense that this is the time for observation. There is the murky, muddy depths, but in observing and being aware of the murky, muddy depths, there is an understanding of what needs to be done to continue growing, to not even touch that surface. I'm not saying that there is a way to be absolutely pure. I'm saying that there is a way to understand oneself through the murky, muddy depths. Interesting. Another feeling that I'm getting from this card is this message of love. This message of love, it's not necessarily just doing the right thing, kind of always 24/7 love. It's the way you go forward in the murky, muddy depths is at least finding some way that one can see that the monsters are people too. Okay, beautiful. So that'll be for the first question. I'm going to assume that the cards are facing me since I'm the one asking the question, so I'm going to continue in that way. All right, so that was fun. The second question is, what is the symbol for solidarity through these times? Okay. Let me channel these cards. Okay, I get 5. Alright. I was in thought. I couldn't talk while I was shuffling. These questions are these questions and answers tend to be profound, so Ptah reverse. Interesting. And I'm going to take this facing me. Ptah is, you can say like a divine masculine god. Ptah is, people would see this as the Freemasonry symbol, but this was actually a guild icon for architects and creatives. And so this right side up means creativity, innovation. This reverse facing me kind of seems like it feels like a winding down, not a sudden or like a, one of those just, I don't know, dead end where it suddenly stops is what I'm trying to say. I'm thinking in Spanish sometimes, but anyway, in this case, it's just a gradual winding down. So the collective symbol, the symbol that we could see as the symbol for solidarity through these times at this point, I'm actually seeing it as both reverse and facing, because it's interesting. So this is showing to me as a cycle, okay? There is a time to rest and there is a time to create. There is a time to observe and there is a time to act. And so in this symbol of solidarity that I'm seeing is that it's not just the gradual winding down. But in the gradual winding down, we understand that there's a regeneration for there to be action. And let me get into this. So this situation, this pandemic that is happening, the standstill, the gradual winding down of economic turnovers, education, all things that have been a necessity. In this case, there is a natural winding down. And in this winding down is the time to observe what is there around our environment. And then when the time comes, when the time is ripe, we act. This is the solidarity symbol, is understanding when we are at rest because we need to use this time to observe. And then we act, we innovate. We find ways to throw out the old, understand there are pieces of the old that can still help us in the new, but that most of the old doesn't really need to survive through. Beautiful. Okay, so how can we help? What is a symbol for how can we help? Excuse me, I have to take a drink. It looked like it was gonna rain, but then it didn't. It was one of those days. The cloud looms over you and you don't know whether to go, run that errand, or to stay home. It was nice. I was able to haggle in Ethiopian today. Ethiopian, Amharic. I'm thinking of the country. The word Ethiopia already has a completely different meaning to me, so it's not a reflection of what I know, but what I feel. Anyway, what can we do to help? Let me channel that question. Three. I want to thank the father and mother who have been guiding me. And the father and mother can be taken in many ways and many interpretations, right? So, I mean, I really appreciate the fact that my father provides and that my mother cultivates what my father provides. Okay, enough trying to explain. This is the symbol for what can we do to help. Interesting. So, all right. Uraeus. Uraeus is the snake goddess. She is, you would say, the Egyptian counterpart of Athena. Athena is the Greek goddess of war and wisdom, but this she's not necessarily a war related component. She's more of the strategist. What Uraeus does as a snake is she watches closely, she stalks, and then she acts. What I love about Uraeus, and I really do mean the word love, I really appreciate this aspect of her symbolism is that right side up, she is justice. Right here, she is karma. Probably people are thinking, well, what's the difference? Well, I mean, justice is an understanding that looking and seeing the environment and stalking whatever that needs to be followed to see through and then to act at the right moment. What can we do to help? Interestingly enough, facing me, it was karma. And I'm going to take it honestly because these readings are open to interpretation. So I'm just going to share the knowledge of upside and reverse. So the fact that it was reversed to me is this, for me, understanding the karma behind it all. There is a lot going on in terms of the information we're getting and what's being done. So there is a karma attached to thinking, what can we possibly do? I wouldn't say a karma attached to thinking, what can we possibly do? But what I'm trying to express is that there is a karma behind all of these things. And what can we do to help is this. Watching, being aware of the environment. I feel like being aware of the environment has been kind of like it's been a little bit of the message that I'm getting, but also staying still, not to really do anything brash that has not been taken in account in terms of the decision-making process, not to make sudden moves, but once we have observed and understood what we could about the situation, then act. What can we do to help? Beautiful. Okay. So, I don't know if these cards really need clarification. I am going to do an overview. So, what is there to be seen with the elite who choose chaos? An understanding of the environment, that through the murky, muddy depths and through love, we can push through to reach above the surface. So, in terms of this, there is an aggravation and a frustration in seeing the ugly. What is there to be seen with the elite of the chaos? But this is like it's not even entertaining the futures of these people who choose chaos. It's not even entertaining them. It's more like, to the viewers who have faith, continue to push through, see your surroundings, and remember to act in love. So what is the symbol for solidarity through these times? Is understanding the cycle of being at rest and creativity. The fact that there is a time to observe, a time to learn, and then a time to act. So what has been happening in 2020 is that we are supposed to take note, to be silent, and to watch, so that later we may act. And how can we help? So, understanding that everything that we're seeing around us is a result of some karma, but also in terms of what is the help that has to be done individually, collectively, is that there is a way to stay silent, to watch and observe, and to make the right move. Things are at a standstill for a reason, because it's the time to be watching. Okay. Guys, I think I really don't think that I want to pull out any clarifications. This was very clear enough. So I'm going to shuffle my cards a little bit more and see if I feel the urge to pull out one more card, and that can be a message, a PS. And it's nice that I was able to share this content on this day. As I said, it's Yemenya. Yemenya, she is the Yoruba goddess of the ocean. She is our mother, basically. So I kind of wanted this to have the theme of the pissed off mom. Disappointed mom. That might be the name of the video. Okay, so I think, all right, let me pull out a card. Beautiful. And here, for the PS, we have Anubis. Anubis is protection. Anubis is the backstory of Anubis was that he was the result of a unwanted pregnancy. His mother, Nephite, was unfaithful to Sept, her husband, and went and had relations with Osiris, and it resulted in this baby. Nobody wanted the baby, but Isis, one of the mother figure of the Egyptian pantheon, again, this theme of disappointed mom, but she took him in. He was the product of her sister's betrayal, but she still took him in. And in this case, there was a protection. He is the protector of the underworld because he understands that there are secrets, and he doesn't necessarily protect them. He is the guard of the door to them. So in this case, this PS that I'm getting is there's a sort of protection. It's not as chaotic as it seems, and understanding that if you have the conscience of continuing each day through trying to be a better person, you have protection in these times. And I think there's a profound message in the fact that his tie with his mom, like his mom was betrayed. I mean, his aunt was betrayed by his mom, slept with her husband, Osiris. So in this case, it's almost like it's not only like will protect you, it's more like you need to also find a way to forgive some of these things that are bothering you, aggravating you. And what I mean by forgive is to come to terms with certain things by understanding the reasons behind them, being more logical about it, because Isis didn't really have time to be catty. She just saw that this was someone who needed to be cared for. She had her reasons, I'm sure, but in this case, she reared him. So in this case, guys, we need to rear the messed up aspects of the world we're in. We adopted them because we had no other choice, but we need to guide them and rear them. All right, beautiful guys. That was so much fun. Thank you so much. So let me know what you think. I really do hope that in your continued path there is peace. Thank you.